letting go. The power of forgiveness is what we're talking about, and we welcome back our guest of the week, Dr. L Sampoorna, to take us further on that journey that is truly a gift to ourselves.
So now, if you think of some incident in your life where somebody did something to you and you're not feeling good about it, or you did something to somebody, there's self-forgiveness also. And there are all these churning emotions inside. There's an agitation inside. What do you normally do? We want to go and talk to somebody about it. We want to vent it out. We want to say, oh, she did this and I'm really angry. And the first time you do find that there's a release, there's a catharsis. So now then we think, okay, that made me feel better. So let me go and talk to one more person. And then again, that person sympathizes with us, then we feel good, and then we want to talk to another person. It never ends. And then after that, what we do is, now that catharsis is over, because that will happen only once or twice. After that, there's nothing happening, but we want to have that good feeling coming up. So what we do is we start building up the story. There'll be little nuances coming up. Our stories will have sub-stories, and then it becomes a rehashing, where actually that whatever can be processed is already processed through this method, and then we are building up and rehashing it and creating more churning within ourselves. And then so we're creating more and more unpleasantness and disturbance within ourselves, more agitation. We are creating it now with our own stories and sub-stories. And what I'm going to suggest to you now will be a very, very simple method again. In fact, it's a fun method. I'm going to introduce you to a very simple exercise which we would have all done as children, which is gibberish. Gibberish is speaking in a language that doesn't exist, using nonsensical words and just speaking it out like it's a language and bringing all your emotions into it. I'm just going to demonstrate. It's like going, can you do that now, Keisha? And then even more, bringing even your body into it. And you don't want to think about the words. Sometimes people start thinking about the words that they're going to say. You don't want to try to create that word anger in your gibberish. You're not even thinking of anything. If you want, you can think about the incident once, allow those feelings to come. After that, you're not thinking about what I'm saying, what I'm trying to express, or what am I feeling, nothing. So you can do that again without any thoughts. But this time, bring up some emotion, bring up some incident which rakes up some emotion, have that emotion there, and then just allow the body and the voice to move. Then pause, sit down with your eyes closed, stay in silence with your eyes closed. As you stay in silence, you may be aware of what's going on inside your body. You don't have to try to think about anything. Just notice what's happening inside. Just being in silence. You may feel different sensations in your body, in your head. Just be present. You may be completely defocused, and that's also fine. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the space. Now, you may wonder why I asked you to stay in silence. Staying in that silence after the sounds brings you right into the present. Did you find that you had less thoughts?
Yeah? I only actually had a sensation, like a vibration in my chest.
Yeah. So you're coming into silence because you've come right into the present. For any healing to happen inside of you, you want to be in the present, because where is the energy? In the past, in the future, or in the present? In the present. But when we are thinking, our thoughts cannot be about the present. Our thoughts are either in the past or in the future. When we do something like this, which brings us into the present, the body will naturally heal itself. The mind will naturally heal.
You've given us power in our own hands, actually, with doing something like this, because you brought us here, and with just being present, our body is healing.
That power is right there inside of you. You're right. And it's your own voice, your own body. And just like we did with the R, we can also do the same gibberish exercise, standing up with movement, with sounds, bringing your whole body into it. And when you do that, it'll be even more powerful. But after you do that, make sure that you have a place to sit and rest after that, because you'll feel really lightheaded. You don't want to fall.
And you suggested not more than 2 or 3 minutes, because we're all just starting out on this journey. So,
and if you're going to do standing and doing it, first do it sitting down like we did now, and then pause, take this 2-3 minutes of pause. And if you want to pause longer, that's perfectly fine. Your pause can be as long as you're in silence. And then you'll yourself feel, okay, now I want to come out, and then you come out. Nothing to force yourself about. Just be relaxed, be easy, be gentle, be kind to yourself. After you finish with that, then you can stand up, and then you can do with the movement and gibberish again with the whole body. So I just want to tell you what you get from the gibberish. You yourself would have experienced it if you've done it, but then what happens is, when you're talking, when you're telling somebody about what has happened, or even when you're journaling, the first time you journal is a cathartic, but when you keep journaling the same thing, it's rehashing. So when you're writing or when you're talking about it, you're going into the head level, you're going into the intellectual aspect. You'll start rationalizing, you'll start, it's more at the intellectual level. When you do something like this, where you're bringing your voice and your body into it, the emotions come out. And then you feel, now when I think about this person, I'm feeling okay. So now you've let go of some stuff. If you want to just continue with this, you just think in your mind. So you're filling up the space with something that you want, rather than cluttering it up again with something that you don't want. And to make that easier, I even have a song. I forgive and let go. I wholly forgive. I forgive and let go. I wholly. Thank you very much for your time here. And I know that we can download the song, right? Can you tell us where? Thank you, Keisha. This was wonderful. And the songs are available on a lot of the online music stores. So it will be wonderful to have this song playing in the background all the time. And, it will create a lot of healing. So it's a beautiful thing that you can just have playing in the background. And further to this, I also have the self-forgiveness workshop that we've created as an online module, because there was so much demand for the forgiveness, and we can't do it in person now. Yeah. So we've had a self-forgiveness format, which is going on every weekend and weekdays also. It's short modules that we have. So if you're interested, of course, you can get in touch with me. And so thank you so much. Ratna. Yes, Ratna. We have a Ratna community on Facebook, which you could join. Thank you so much for this time. I'm feeling like my smile has gotten bigger because I'm feeling better. But thank you so much, Dr. L Sampoorna. Well, that's what you're doing for giving yourself healing. You are making sure that you are starting out feeling as well as possible. So like, subscribe, and share the power of forgiveness. And thank you for joining me. Mind your health. Staying well with RJ Keisha.